Have you ever held a truth in your hand that was so heavy it could break the world? I was staring at one, a sleek black iPhone humming with a life that wasn't mine. It was 2 a.m. in our quiet Chicago brownstone. The only light was the blue glow from its screen painting my wife's sleeping face in shades of betrayal. Her real phone was on her nightstand, silent. This second one, was tucked deep inside her work tote, a secret I was never meant to find. Every instinct screamed at me to put it back, to pretend this discovery never happened, to go back to the man I was 5 minutes ago. But her words from dinner, a casual, cruel joke about a colleague's divorce, echoed in my ears. The mystery of it was a physical weight on my chest. I knew that once I unlocked that screen, the life we had built would turn to ash in my mouth. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel. Tell us where you're from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. My thumb hovered over the screen. Jessica had been acting strange for months. Late nights she blamed on deadlines at her marketing firm on Wacker Drive, hushed phone calls she'd take on the balcony, even in the biting Chicago wind. When I'd ask, her eyes would turn to cold, hard stones. "Don't you trust me?" she'd snap, turning my concern into an accusation. She made me feel small, paranoid. The loving woman I married had been replaced by a defensive, manipulative stranger. I saw the receipts dinners at Gibson's I wasn't invited to. A hotel charge at the Langham, she claimed, was a client meeting. The villains. Her and whoever was on the other end of this phone felt untouchable. Wrapped in a bubble of arrogance while I was left outside, humiliated and gasping for air. That night, something inside me finally broke. The loyal husband died, and a cold, strategic man began to take notes. I took a deep breath and pressed my thumb to the sensor. It unlocked. His name was Mark. The messages were a fire that burned through everything. Explicit photos, plans for their future, cruel jokes about me. My hands shook, not with sadness, but with a sudden, terrifying clarity. This wasn't a mistake. This was a campaign of disrespect. I spent the next 2 hours meticulously photographing every single message. Every picture, every call log with my own phone. This second phone was my weapon, and I was going to build a war machine. The next morning, I placed the phone back in her bag, exactly where I found it. When she came downstairs dressed for work, I smiled. "You look beautiful, honey," I said, and the lie didn't even catch in my throat. My revenge had begun. I hired the best divorce attorney in Cook County, a shark named Mr. Davies. I didn't tell him about the phone, not yet. First, we gathered legal proof. I put a tracker on her car, led me to a condo in Lincoln Park, registered to a Mark Renshaw, a senior partner at her firm. I sat in my car across the street, watching them through binoculars, feeling like a ghost haunting my own life. I documented every visit. Then came the money. Jessica had been siphoning funds from our joint savings into a private account. My attorney just smiled. "Greed makes people sloppy," he said. The trap was being set. The final piece was social. Jessica was chairing a major charity gala for her company, her crowning achievement. Parents were flying in, her entire professional world would be there. 2 days before the event, I went to our bank and, with my attorney's guidance, legally froze our joint accounts and moved the majority of our shared assets into a trust, citing financial malfeasance. The bank manager, who I'd known for years, looked at me with pity. The day of the gala, she was a wreck. Her card was declined, trying to pay the florist. She called me, screaming, "What did you do? I can't pay for anything." I feigned ignorance. "It must be a bank error, honey. I'm sure it'll clear up. I'll see you tonight." That night, I walked into the grand ballroom of the Four Seasons. She saw me, and her face was a mask of fury and relief. "You need to fix this," she hissed. I just smiled and handed her a single, beautifully printed photograph. It was of her and Mark, kissing on the balcony of his condo, taken by a private investigator 2 nights before. Her face went white. "My parents are here," she whispered, her voice trembling. "My boss is here." I leaned in close, my voice a cold whisper. "I know. And in 10 minutes, when you go on that stage to give your big speech, a screen behind you will start a slideshow. I wonder what will be on it." Panic, pure and absolute, flooded her eyes. She begged. She pleaded. She promised it was over. But I just looked at her, this stranger, and felt nothing. I turned and walked away. I didn't stay to watch the fallout. My lawyer told me later she never went on stage. The rumors spread like wildfire. Mark was fired the next day. Her parents saw the photos I'd couriered to their hotel room. She was ruined, professionally and personally. The divorce was brutal and swift. The evidence was overwhelming. She got nothing. I sold the brownstone. I moved out of Chicago. Sometimes, late at night in my new, quiet apartment, I think about that second phone. It's been a year. I never saw her again, but I heard she works a retail job in a different state now. The life she blew up for a cheap affair was gone, and so was the man she destroyed to get it. I won, but all I feel is the cold, heavy silence of the victory. The end.